Today we're going to be finishing up our hauntings, and Julie mentioned on Tuesday that she actually gotten married at a haunted hotel, and she really did. And I gotta tell you guys, I don't know why she got married there. I would not go there. I was part of the bridal party. I did not spend the night there the night before because I value my sleep and my life. So Julie, can you please explain why you picked a haunted house to get married to?
Well, I think we both can agree that this particular place that I chose is probably one of the most significant properties in Sonoma County and Healdsburg, architecturally and historically.
So are prisons.
So it's beautiful. Beautiful location,
Yes.
Gorgeous gardens, Michelin-starred restaurant.
True, that's all true.
Space that was large enough to host our wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And it was local. I wanted to support my local people.
So what do you know about the ghost, the haunting?
So I've heard several things about the ghost and the haunting. I've heard that it's a woman and a small child.
Okay.
I've heard that there was something to do with the construction of the property, like the woman was haunting because it had been built for her and she wanted to be sure that the property was cared for.
Okay.
And then are you asking me what I've heard that the ghosts do?
Well, yeah, so at your wedding, did you have anything stand out to you as like unusual besides the fact that you couldn't pay me to show up until the actual wedding?
Yes. So I had something happen on the day of my wedding that I found to be very strange.
Please. You have to tell them. The way
Okay.
we're positioned is so weird.
Sorry,
because
guys.
we have bad light.
Sorry, guys. So on the day of my wedding, one of my husband's best friends who makes jewelry sent me a beautiful pair of earrings to wear at my wedding. And she sent a backup pair as well in case I didn't like the first pair as a gift. And so I was completely ready, and I was taking the earrings out of the box to put them on, and they were a teardrop shape. The teardrop literally fell off the earring.
Now and this sounds like, oh, a broken earring, who cares? This is her wedding day, okay? So you guys need to understand, this is high emotion. Oh my God, it's my wedding. I know this because I was on the cell phone going, you're at a haunted hotel, like what do you expect?
They're coordinated, you spend a lot of time figuring out
Yeah,
what
you
you're
spent
gonna do. Yeah.
weeks and months, and you had your
Not to
hair
mention-
up. I mean, you
Yeah.
had everything prepped for those earrings. So those broke.
Not to
but you have a backup.
mention the time that somebody spent actually making these.
Yeah.
They didn't come from a store. So I had a backup pair, thank God, and the same exact thing happened.
Yeah.
They just malfunctioned. I couldn't wear them. I think there was a backing issue or something on the second pair. So I called you, and you had to race over
I did.
and bring me your earrings.
I am an emergency jewelry replacement service because I have demanded jewels out of my husband since day one. I am very good at replacing stuff.
You do have a good collection.
Yes, of rhinestones. Okay, so your earrings don't work, but you're like, oh, it's a haunted hotel, no big deal. It's not really haunted. My earrings broke, big deal, right?
No, I felt immediately like this is strange. Like what are the
when?
chances?
Like when you were going to bed at night?
No, literally when it happened, I felt it was strange.
Did you feel like you were playing with fate
No.
and like, oh.
I felt like the ghost didn't like the earrings.
Okay, so let me just read some details about this ghost that
Where did you find this?
Julie, you guys know I love Google and research, but I've done some in-depth research. History. Okay, the owner was John Alexander Paxton, a rich California state legislator. He built this grand Victorian mansion for his beautiful wife, Hannah, and their two sons, Blitz and Charles.
Blitz?
I don't know. He also planted vines in his winery. History. After John died 7 years later, Hannah, the story is told, kept his body in a lead-lined glass coffin in the mansion until she killed herself in 1902. Gets worse. Their sons inherited the manor. Charles killed himself there.
What?
After his wife ran away with another manor. After 1913, Madrona Manor was sold many times and has had many owners. That's true. It's actually been sold since her wedding. Ooh, I'm getting chills. Ghost, get out. Charles, Blitz, go away. Anyways, and so it's been sold once again. So yeah, 7 years in a lead-lined coffin, everyone murdered themselves there.
That is wild.
It,
I can't believe we're just figuring this out.
no, I actually knew this at the time, but I didn't want
I
to
did
tell
not
you
know
because
this.
it was your special day. How do you tell someone like on their special day? But this place is, what, do you remember what room you were in?
102.
Okay, let's see here. Do I have anything
Or
on
101. 102 or 101. The best room.
Shall we? Shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Guests have found their belongings in strange, unusual places, much to their annoyance. One guest who was in room 101 got quite a surprise upon awakening during the night of finding an unexpected visitor, an apparition of a 30-something woman wearing a long black dress and had black ribbon tied around the collar of her dress, standing right next to the bed. She went from the side of the bed to sit in the blue velvet chair, I know that chair, by the window. The visitor disappeared after the guest asked her what she wanted. Okay?
Okay.
You know the chair, because you sat in that chair.
So
As I
don't
sat
know.
there handing you earrings, I looked at that chair. That is super spooky, but there's tons and tons of stuff on this. So it just goes to show that, like, you know, some people, when they hear something's haunted, you saw it as, like, romantic.
I don't know if I saw it as romantic as much as I saw it as,
Well,
yeah,
now that you
it's
know
old.
that she murdered herself and there was a coffin with a body for 7 years, like less romance. But before that, you thought the house was like built for her and she was checking in on it.
This story is told that they were a San Francisco family and this was their vacation home, and they would ride horses, like horse and buggies, up to Healdsburg to be here for the summertime, and that he built her this beautiful, beautiful home, this mansion, the Victoria Mansion. So did she kill herself because he was dead?
I
She
will do
loved him
further
that much,
research,
she
but
just
what
couldn't
I'm
get
doing right
along?
now is I'm thinking about the restaurant. So guys, the main house of this place, I'm so sad it closed because I know there's at least 1.5 of you that want to go there. The main restaurant is in the main house, and you just, now that you know this, you kind of sit there and like, it was never comfortable going to the bathroom there. Like, it was spooky. The women's restroom, I swear to God, there was a guy ghost in there. He was like a total perv. I don't know. I'm just convinced. Never comfortable, never alone in there, even when you were alone. What room would you have kept the coffin in? You wouldn't have kept it in the front
I'm
room.
sure they kept it in the parlor in the front of the house.
But why would you wouldn't keep it in the parlor because of the light. That would decay the body quicker. I would think you'd put it in the back room to the left of the kitchen.
I've never thought about this, to be honest with you, where you would put a body in a
Wait,
lead light.
there's a middle room. Okay, so the house has the front room, it has the back room by the kitchen and also by the outdoor, but then there's a middle room. And the reason I bring up this middle room is my husband and I had this Michelin star dinner there, and it was just creepy. And I didn't know all this at that time because I wasn't as good of a Googler. It was kind of pre-Googly. That's where you'd have to keep the coffin, I think.
I'm sure they've made some structural changes over the years.
They've
also.
made no structural
There's a basement
changes.
also.
You wouldn't keep your precious husband in a glass coffin in the basement. You'd want to look at it. Yeah. Do you want me to find out?
Look at it.
Do you want me to find out what room? Okay, I'm going to look up something that I think is very important for this conversation. You're so shocked because you never heard this story. This is actually priceless. Can you please show them your face? We got to tell people, how do you get a ghost out of your house, okay? Because like in this case, this house, like it has had so many owners since, but no one has put in the time. No one got a ghost inspection. That was silly. And number two, no one's put in the time, energy, or effort to get rid of the ghosts.
Well, we don't know that. They may just have failed.
I mean, I don't know. We think they can get out of it. So, what are the tips you would give people if they spot a ghost in their house? Like, how would you get rid of them?
Well, I think most people realize that ghosts, it's energy, right? It's just energy. It's energy that's making you feel strange, weird, whatever. So I would say get rid of the energy. Open your windows. Do the clapping exercise. You've heard of people that you go to each corner of the room, you open the windows and you clap all the way up to the top of the ceiling, and then you ring a bell to usher them out.
Okay. What else? What else can you do if you have a ghost in your house?
I think you can burn different substances.
Do you want to burn some Paleo Santo since I've just terrified
I'm not
you?
convinced of my skills of getting around this child lighter, to be honest. Here, I did it.
Oh.
Yeah. So Jennifer, what do you call this?
Paleo Santo?
Paleo Santo.
Palo Santo? I don't know. I mean,
This, let me guess, this came wrapped with a crystal.
It actually came wrapped with my metabolism boosting powder from Sakara. So kind of like it's some sort of voodoo.
Yeah.
Okay, so you would burn and then do you think the new owners need a game plan for getting rid of the ghost?
I've heard that if you feel like you have a visitor, you employ the words, "You are not welcome here." And that helps them understand the boundary where they can't come in.
Does the name Elsie mean anything to you?
Elsie?
Elsie.
No.
She lives in room 101 as well. I'm not kidding.
Who is Elsie?
It says
How do you spell her name?
ELSIE. They include one known as Elsie that lives in room 101.
And what's she doing in there? Like, what's her deal?
I've got to do more research, Julie. I've got to do more research. So
that is
you're
my
not selling
story.
me that you're going to get rid of the ghosts.
Well, I mean, you can hire a professional.
Okay.
I think probably people do that.
I
your
would
point.
always suggest hiring a professional.
Yeah. I think it really depends on your state of mind. Are you afraid? If you're afraid, you should probably hire a professional. If you're someone who's not afraid, you can ask them to leave. You can help them transition over. You can clear out your energy, clean out your house.
Why didn't you help Elsie transition on your honeymoon?
I didn't know Elsie was there. I was just pissed about my earrings.
Okay.
I didn't have an issue with anybody that might have been there in body or not.
So let me ask you this question. It's closed and it's going to become a private social club. I think it's going to become part of Bohemian Grove. Don't quote me. And look that one up. The question I have for you is, knowing what I just told you about people killing themselves and the glass-lined coffin, would you stay there again?
Yes.
No! No!
Of course I would.
What? Okay, so here's the question, because this has nothing to do with mortgages, but the question's this. Would you guys stay in that hotel if you could? Yes or no? Is Julie crazy or am I just a baby?
I mean, probably a little bit of both.
No, let's let them answer. Tune in next week when we talk maybe about ghosts, maybe about mortgages. No one really knows what we're going to talk about.
We didn't even talk about the haunted house I grew up in.
We're going to talk about the haunted house that Julie grew up in, but I'm going to have to Google it first because I'm probably going to find out more about the house than what she saw.
I would not go back there.
Okay, so there's differences. Okay, so we're going to cover when people will go to haunted places and when they won't.
Okay.
I mean, a glass-lined coffin,
Happy Halloween.
2 hangings, and you're cool with that? What the hell
I
happened
wasn't
in your main house?
I was not
What
bothered
in
by
the
it.
world? Oh my God.
That's a crazy ass history about that place.
I know, you were really stunned.
I was.